Hello grade 3s and welcome back to WorksheetCloud. Welcome to your grade 3 English lesson for today, and I hope that you've had a lovely day so far and that you're ready to learn something new with me again. If there are any things during the lesson or after the lesson that you might not understand, or if you have any questions, you can just ask mommy or daddy help you to send an email to grade3@worksheetcloud.com. And we will try and answer your questions as quickly as possible. If this is the first lesson that you are watching with us, or you've never seen me in a lesson before, my name is Teacher Taryn, and today we are going to learn a new phonics sound together. We are going to look at this sound over here. Now, this is what our sound looks like, and our sound makes the sound I. But actually, we have three different letters in this sound. We have the I, the G, and the H. But when these three letters are next to each other, especially the G and the H, it makes the letter or the sound I, as if the G and the H weren't even there. We don't say it at all, it is silent. We don't hear these two letters, we only hear the I sound. So we've got a little story, and in our story, there are some words with this I sound in it. We're going to read it together, and then you're going to look to see if you can see any of these words and if you can hear the sound in that word. We boarded a flight to Australia for our holiday. Our flight was at night. There was a bright light on the runway for the aeroplane to depart. A brother and sister were sitting in front of me. They wanted to fight, but who would sit next to the window? With a sigh, I sat down. Suddenly, I got a fright as we ascended high into the sky. Okay, we're going to read it again. And I saw some of these words hidden in between all the rest in the story, and maybe you're going to see it again. Listen to hear if you can hear the I sound. We boarded a flight to Australia for our holiday. Our flight was at night. There was a bright light on the runway for the aeroplane to depart. A brother and sister were sitting in front of me. They wanted to fight about who would sit next to the window. With a sigh, I sat down. Suddenly, I got a fright as we ascended high into the sky. Okay, let's see if you found some of these words. The first one I saw was we boarded a flight. Now, a flight is something that an aeroplane will take. It's the path of the aeroplane. To Australia for our holiday. Our flight was at night. There was a bright light on the runway for the aeroplane to depart. A brother and sister were sitting in front of me. They wanted to fight about who would sit next to the window. With a sigh, I sat down. Suddenly, I got a fright as we ascended high into the sky. I hope you found all those words that I found. And let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Let's read them together. Flight, night, bright, light, fight, sigh, fright, high. Well done. Now let's see if we can find or if we know a few more of these I sound words that we can add to our list. So our first word that we're going to look at has the I sound in the middle. L, I, T, light. I have a light next to my bed. So this is like a bed lamp or a night light that you might put on. And I'm sure you have lots of lights in your house or even in the street outside. or you see them on the cars while you drive. Our next word has the I sound, and we have I, t, fight. My dog and cat fight all the time. Maybe you might fight with your brother or sister, and our word is fight. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle, and we've got br, I, t, bright. The light is very bright. So bright could either mean that it's not dull, it shines quite bright, or it could mean that you're quite clever or intelligent, the bright little boy in class. We also have one of our words we've already read, light, and you can hear that light and bright have the same sound, so they rhyme. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle again, and we have n, I, t, night. I go to bed quite early at night. Now this is not the knight that would fight with a sword outside a castle with his armor. This is the knight like day and night. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle again, and we have the word flight, flight. Now this could be the flight of an aeroplane or the flight of a bird, but it's when something is up in the sky and the path that it will take. The pilot can't be late for his flight. He can't be late because he's got to fly the aeroplane. Okay, our next word has the I sound at the end, and we're just going to put one word in the front, or one letter in the front, I, high. You cannot climb too high up in the tree. Could be quite dangerous. High. Okay, our next word has the I sound at the end again like high, and we're just going to add one letter in front, I, sigh. The bored lady sat down with a sigh. Now remember we said sigh is something you can do, is when you breathe out, and that is a sigh, and you might be tired, or you might be frustrated or annoyed, or you could be bored. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle again, and we're going to add fright. I got such a fright when my friend jumped in front of me. And a fright is when you get scared, when someone gives you a fright. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle again, and we're going to add a sight. I lost sight of the ducks in the pond. So sight has to do with you can see something or you can't see something. And we talk about sight when we talk about our senses. The sense of sight, what you can see out of your eyes or through your eyes. So I lost sight, it means you cannot see the ducks in the pond anymore. Or you could say if you're angry, get out of my sight. You don't want that person in front of you where you can see them anymore. So sight is our word. Okay, our next word has the I sound in the middle again. And we're going to add the same letter at the beginning and at the end. And we're going to add the t for tight. My new shoes are too tight. Or you could say, I have an elastic around my arm which is too tight. And what is the opposite of tight, or the antonym would be loose. Okay, our next word is delight. Now this word is 2 syllables. If we clap it, we can say delight. And we added the D-L-I-T. So we actually have the word light in it, and we've added something in the beginning to make it a new word, delight. Jennifer screamed with delight when she saw her friend. So delight is something good or something when you are excited. Okay, so here is an aeroplane and he is going to take a flight. And while this aeroplane is busy flying through all these I words, we are going to say them together. So here is the flight of the aeroplane. And the first word he's going to land on is delight. Let's say it together. Delight. We can clap this one as well because there are 2 syllables. Delight. Okay, our aeroplane moves. And while he is moving, we have the word sight. And our next one is going to be might. Our next word is tight. And from tight, the aeroplane's flight is going to go to the next word, fright. Fright. Okay, and the aeroplane's flight is moving. And our next word is going to be bright. 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 Sigh. I. Light. L-I-T. Light. High. I. High. The aeroplane flies high in the sky. Let's read these words one more time together. Delight. Sight. Might. Tight. Bright. Sigh. Bright. Light. High. And there our aeroplane takes his last flight away from all our I words. So grade 3s, most importantly, we need to be able to write these words in sentences. So now you can practice these words in a sentence. You can say them, you can think of different ways to put them in a sentence, and you can write them down as well. We remember when we write a sentence, we start our sentence with a capital letter and we end with a full stop, or we can end with an exclamation mark, or we can end with a question mark. It always depends on if we are shouting something, or if we are exclaiming something, or if we are telling someone to do something, or if we are asking a question. So grade 3s, you are such bright boys and girls. That means you are very clever. Grade 3s, I hope you've enjoyed learning all about the I sound today and using them in sentences and knowing what these words mean. And I hope that you're going to practice these words and that you can find them when you are busy reading, because reading is very important. I hope you have a lovely afternoon further. And until the next time we can learn something together, goodbye grade 3s. And this lesson was brought to you by WorksheetCloud.